I invite you to join me on an exploration of hidden ancient knowledge and the most sacred place in the world. Throughout this journey, we will uncover profound insights and wisdom that have been passed down through the ages. This knowledge has the power to transform our lives, deepen our understanding, and connect us to a higher purpose. We begin our exploration by considering what makes a place sacred. Is it merely the physical location, or is it something deeper, something intangible yet profoundly felt? Think about the places that resonate with you on a spiritual level. What is it about these places that stirs something within you? Ancient cultures often identified specific sites as sacred, recognizing them as portals to the divine. These places were not chosen arbitrarily. They were believed to be points where the earthly and the heavenly realms intersect. The energy of these sites was thought to facilitate a connection with the divine, offering a space for reflection, worship, and communion with higher powers. Consider the Great Pyramids of Egypt, the temples of Angkor Wat, or the sacred mountains of Tibet. These are more than just historical landmarks. They are living testaments to the spiritual practices and beliefs of ancient civilizations. They were constructed with a deep understanding of the cosmos, the earth, and the human spirit. The builders of these sacred sites possessed knowledge that seems almost miraculous by today's standards. This knowledge encompassed advanced mathematics, astronomy, and a profound understanding of natural energies. How did they acquire such wisdom? What drove them to dedicate such immense resources to the creation of these sacred spaces? One theory suggests that ancient cultures were more attuned to the subtle energies of the earth and the cosmos. They observed the natural world with a keen eye, recognizing patterns and cycles that escape the notice of less observant cultures. They understood that the earth itself is a living entity, pulsating with energy that can be harnessed and directed for spiritual purposes.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
This understanding is reflected in the careful alignment of many ancient structures with celestial bodies. The pyramids of Egypt, for instance, are aligned with the stars of Orion's belt. This alignment was not coincidental. It was a deliberate attempt to mirror the heavens on Earth, creating a sacred space that resonated with cosmic energies. As we consider these ancient marvels, it is important to recognize that the knowledge and wisdom they embody are not relics of the past. They are timeless truths that continue to resonate today. We can draw upon this ancient wisdom to enrich our own spiritual practices and deepen our connection to the divine. One of the most profound lessons we can learn from ancient cultures is the importance of harmony and balance. The concept of balance was central to their worldview, influencing everything from architecture to daily life. They understood that true harmony arises from the integration of opposites, light and dark, male and female, heaven and earth. In our modern world, we often find ourselves out of balance, pulled in multiple directions by the demands of daily life. We can take inspiration from the ancients by striving to cultivate balance in our own lives. This might involve creating sacred spaces in our homes, practicing mindfulness, or simply taking time each day to connect with nature. Another key aspect of ancient wisdom is the recognition of the interconnectedness of all things. Ancient cultures did not see themselves as separate from the natural world. They understood that they were an integral part of the web of life. This awareness informed their spiritual practices, their relationships, and their way of living. In our quest for spiritual growth, it is essential to cultivate a sense of interconnectedness. This means recognizing that our actions have consequences, not only for ourselves, but for the wider world. It means embracing compassion and empathy, seeing others as reflections of ourselves. It means honoring the earth and all its creatures, understanding that we are all part of a greater whole. As we explore the sacred knowledge of the ancients, we are reminded of the power of ritual and ceremony. These practices were central to their spiritual lives, providing a means of connecting with the divine and marking important transitions. Rituals can be simple or elaborate, but their power lies in their ability to focus our intention and open us to higher states of consciousness. In our modern lives, we can incorporate rituals to bring more meaning and depth to our spiritual practice. This might involve lighting a candle, saying a prayer, or performing a simple act of gratitude. The key is to approach these practices with sincerity and mindfulness, allowing them to become a bridge between the mundane and the sacred. As we continue our exploration, let us turn our attention to the most sacred place in the world. This place is not a physical location that can be pinpointed on a map. It is a state of being, a space within the heart where we connect with the divine. This sacred place is accessible to all of us, regardless of our external circumstances. To access this sacred space, we must cultivate a quiet mind and an open heart. This requires us to let go of distractions and tune into the still, small voice within. It is in this inner sanctuary that we can experience a deep sense of peace, love, and connection. It is here that we can receive guidance, inspiration, and healing. In this sacred space, we can also confront our fears, doubts, and limitations. We can bring them into the light of awareness, allowing them to be transformed. This process requires courage and honesty, but it is essential for our spiritual growth. By facing our inner shadows, we can integrate them and move towards wholeness. This inner journey is supported by the wisdom of the ancients, who understood the importance of self-knowledge and inner work. They recognized that true enlightenment comes from within, and that the outer world is a reflection of our inner state. By cultivating our inner sacred space, we can create a more harmonious and fulfilling life. As we conclude the first part of our exploration, I invite you to reflect on the insights and wisdom we have uncovered. Consider how you can apply these teachings in your own life, and how they can support your spiritual journey. Remember that the most sacred place in the world is within you, always accessible and always ready to guide you towards a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe. Consider the idea of sacred geometry, a profound aspect of ancient knowledge. Sacred geometry involves the use of mathematical ratios, harmonics, and proportions to create forms that reflect the underlying order of the universe. These forms are believed to carry specific energetic signatures that can influence our mental, emotional, and spiritual states. For example, the flower of life, a geometric figure composed of multiple evenly spaced, overlapping circles, is found in many ancient cultures and is thought to represent the interconnectedness of all life. How might we apply the principles of sacred geometry in our lives today? One way is through our living spaces. By incorporating shapes and patterns that resonate with sacred geometry, we can create environments that promote harmony and well-being. This could be as simple as arranging furniture in a way that feels balanced and symmetrical, or as complex as designing buildings based on these principles. Another profound aspect of ancient knowledge is the concept of vibration and frequency. Ancient cultures understood that everything in the universe is in a state of vibration, and that different frequencies can have different effects on our bodies and minds. This knowledge is reflected in practices such as chanting, drumming, and the use of specific musical scales in sacred ceremonies. Modern science is beginning to catch up with this ancient understanding. Research in the field of sound healing, for example, has shown that certain frequencies can promote relaxation, reduce stress, and even facilitate physical healing. How could you incorporate the power of sound and vibration into your own spiritual practice? Perhaps through listening to specific types of music, using a singing bowl, or engaging in vocal toning exercises. The ancients also had a deep understanding of the natural elements and their spiritual significance. Earth, water, fire, and air were not just physical substances. They were seen as sacred forces with specific qualities and energies. Earth represented stability and grounding, water symbolized emotion and intuition, fire was associated with transformation and purification, and air represented intellect and communication. By aligning ourselves with these natural elements, we can bring more balance and harmony into our lives. This might involve spending time in nature, practicing grounding exercises, or using elemental symbolism in our rituals and meditations. How do you connect with the elements in your daily life? What practices help you to feel more grounded, emotionally balanced, transformed, or intellectually clear? Another key aspect of ancient wisdom is the practice of mindfulness and presence. Ancient spiritual traditions often emphasize the importance of being fully present in the moment, recognizing that true peace and enlightenment can only be found in the here and now. This practice is reflected in various forms of meditation, prayer, and mindful living. In our fast-paced modern world, cultivating mindfulness can be a powerful antidote to stress and distraction. It allows us to connect more deeply with ourselves and others, to appreciate the beauty of each moment, and to respond to life's challenges with greater clarity and compassion. What steps can you take to bring more presence into your daily life? Perhaps through a regular meditation practice, mindful breathing, or simply taking time each day to pause and appreciate the present moment. The wisdom of the ancients also includes the understanding of cycles and rhythms. They recognize that life is not linear, but cyclical, with natural rhythms that govern everything from the seasons to the phases of the moon. By aligning ourselves with these rhythms, we can move through life with greater ease and flow. For example, many ancient cultures celebrated seasonal festivals that marked important transitions in the natural world, such as the solstices and equinoxes. These festivals were times of reflection, celebration, and renewal, allowing people to reconnect with the cycles of nature and their own inner cycles. How might you honor the natural rhythms in your own life? Perhaps by observing the phases of the moon, celebrating seasonal changes, or creating personal rituals that align with these cycles. As we explore these ancient practices, it is important to remember that they are not just historical curiosities. They are living traditions that can offer us valuable tools for personal and spiritual growth. By integrating this wisdom into our lives, we can cultivate a deeper sense of connection, balance, and harmony. One of the most profound aspects of ancient wisdom is the understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. This principle is reflected in the concept of the web of life, which recognizes that everything in the universe is interconnected and interdependent. This understanding can inspire us to live more consciously, recognizing the impact of our actions on others and the world around us. In our modern world, it can be easy to feel isolated and disconnected. We often focus on our individual needs and desires, forgetting that we are part of a larger whole. By cultivating a sense of interconnectedness, we can develop greater empathy, compassion, and a sense of responsibility toward others and the planet. How can you cultivate a deeper sense of interconnectedness in your own life? Perhaps through community involvement, environmental stewardship, or simply by practicing kindness and compassion in your daily interactions. Another key aspect of ancient wisdom is the recognition of the power of intention. The ancients understood that our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions have a profound impact on our reality. This understanding is reflected in practices such as prayer, visualization, and affirmations. Modern research in the field of quantum physics supports this ancient understanding, suggesting that our consciousness can influence the material world. By setting clear intentions and aligning our thoughts and actions with these intentions, we can create positive change in our lives and the world around us. How can you harness the power of intention in your own life? Perhaps through setting daily intentions, creating vision boards, or practicing affirmations. As we continue to explore the hidden knowledge of the ancients, let us also consider the importance of self-knowledge and inner work. The ancients understood that true wisdom comes from within, and that the journey of self-discovery is essential for spiritual growth. This understanding is reflected in practices such as meditation, self-reflection, and the pursuit of inner truth. One of the most significant aspects of ancient wisdom is the concept of the soul's journey. Ancient cultures believe that our lives are a series of spiritual lessons and experiences designed to help us grow and evolve. This understanding is reflected in the idea of reincarnation, karma, and the notion that we are here to fulfill a specific purpose or destiny. How does this perspective resonate with you? Consider the idea that our challenges and struggles are not random occurrences, but opportunities for growth and learning. This shift in perspective can transform our approach to life, helping us to see difficulties as valuable experiences that contribute to our spiritual development. The ancients also placed great importance on the role of teachers and guides in our spiritual journey. These guides could be human mentors, spiritual beings, or even the natural world. They believe that guidance is always available to us if we are open to receiving it. In our modern lives, we can seek out teachers and mentors who inspire us and support our growth. This might involve finding a spiritual community, engaging in a mentorship relationship, or simply being open to the wisdom that comes from unexpected sources. Another profound aspect of ancient wisdom is the understanding of the power of symbols and archetypes. Symbols and archetypes are universal patterns and images that carry deep meaning and significance. They are found in myths, dreams, and spiritual traditions across cultures and time periods. By working with symbols and archetypes, we can access deeper layers of our psyche and tap into universal truths. This might involve exploring mythological stories, working with tarot or oracle cards, or paying attention to the symbols that appear in our dreams and meditations. How can you incorporate the power of symbols and archetypes into your spiritual practice? Perhaps through journaling about the symbols that resonate with you, creating art inspired by archetypal images, or studying the mythology of different cultures. The ancients also had a deep understanding of the power of nature and the importance of living in harmony with the natural world. They recognized that the earth is a living, breathing entity and that we are intrinsically connected to its cycles and rhythms. This understanding is reflected in practices such as agriculture, herbal medicine, and the celebration of seasonal festivals. In our modern lives, we can cultivate a deeper connection with nature by spending time outdoors, practicing environmental stewardship, and honoring the natural world in our spiritual practices. This might involve creating a garden, learning about herbal remedies, or participating in community efforts to protect the environment. How do you connect with nature in your daily life? What practices help you to feel more grounded and connected to the earth? Another key aspect of ancient wisdom is the practice of gratitude. Ancient cultures often incorporated gratitude into their daily lives, recognizing the importance of acknowledging and appreciating the blessings they received. This practice is reflected in rituals of thanksgiving, offerings to the gods, and expressions of gratitude in everyday interactions. In our modern world, cultivating gratitude can have a profound impact on our well-being and spiritual growth. By focusing on the positive aspects of our lives and expressing appreciation for what we have, we can shift our mindset and open ourselves to greater abundance and joy. How can you cultivate a practice of gratitude in your own life? Perhaps through keeping a gratitude journal, expressing thanks to those around you, or incorporating gratitude into your daily prayers or meditations. The wisdom of the ancients also includes the understanding of the power of community and connection. Ancient cultures valued community as a source of support, strength, and shared wisdom. They recognized that we are not meant to journey through life alone, but in connection with others. In our modern lives, we can cultivate a sense of community by building relationships based on mutual respect, support, and shared values. This might involve joining a spiritual or social group, volunteering, or simply making an effort to connect with others in meaningful ways. How can you build a stronger sense of community in your own life? Perhaps through participating in group activities, reaching out to others in times of need, or creating spaces for connection and sharing. Another profound aspect of ancient wisdom is the understanding of the importance of balance and moderation. Ancient cultures often emphasized the value of living a balanced life, avoiding extremes and seeking harmony in all things. This principle is reflected in the concept of the middle way, which advocates for a balanced approach to life that avoids excess and deficiency. In our modern world, this principle can guide us in making choices that promote well-being and harmony. This might involve finding a balance between work and rest, cultivating a healthy lifestyle, and avoiding extremes in our thoughts and behaviors. How can you bring more balance and moderation into your own life? Perhaps through setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, or practicing mindfulness in your daily activities. As we continue to explore the hidden knowledge of the ancients, let us also consider the importance of love and compassion. Ancient spiritual traditions often emphasize the transformative power of love and the importance of cultivating compassion for oneself and others. This understanding is reflected in practices such as loving-kindness meditation, acts of service, and the teachings of spiritual leaders. In our modern lives, we can cultivate love and compassion by practicing kindness, empathy, and forgiveness. This might involve reaching out to those in need, being patient and understanding with ourselves and others, or engaging in practices that open our hearts. How can you cultivate more love and compassion in your own life? Perhaps through acts of kindness, practicing self-compassion, or engaging in loving-kindness meditation. As we conclude the third part of our exploration, I invite you to reflect on the insights and wisdom we have uncovered. Consider how you can apply these teachings in your own life and how they can support your spiritual journey. Remember that the most sacred place in the world is within you, always accessible and always ready to guide you towards a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe.